Hey y'all, come on in. As you enter, please hit that like button, share this video out with your family and your friends, and definitely say a prayer for everyone involved with this situation. The demonic is alive. The demonic is trying its best to destroy this world. It really, really is. And it starts with the youngest and the most vulnerable ones of them all. There was a school shooting. School just started back, y'all. There was a school shooting. So we're going to get into what exactly is happening. We're going to send our prayers out to those families who lost their children, whose children are injured and in critical condition, who are maybe in surgery. We're going to pray for them that they pull through, that they don't succumb to whatever it is that's out here. And it just made me just pull up something here. This channel ain't like other channels. I'm not just going to give you the news. Sometimes I just give you the news, but sometimes things touch me to a point where I need to call on God. Okay. I do. It says in Matthew 18:7, right in the middle of Jesus' teaching about children, he makes a sobering statement. For it is inevitable that stumbling blocks happen. Jesus, who also warned of wolves in sheep's clothing, that's in Matthew 7:15, of the certainties of persecution. Some translations of Matthew 18:6 say, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin. However, the Greek implies more than that. Stumbling is not the same as sinning. Mind you, these little kids didn't sin. They just in a Catholic church serving the Lord, learning. But that demonic spirit came in and decided he wanted to keep them from God, that he wanted to take their lives, that he wanted to take his own life. So after a warning to potential offenders in Matthew 18:7-9, Jesus closes with this charge. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. For I say to you that their angels in heaven continually see the face of my Father who is in heaven. Despise has two different meanings. It can mean to actively look down upon someone and treat them with contempt, which is how I feel this person did to these children. The word also means to care nothing for and to disregard, like disregarding their life, disregarding who they were for whatever pain they might have been going through, disregarding it. Jesus' words carry with them the challenge to not overlook even one of the little ones. They are the value to God. They are of value to God. And that's why the demonic spirits want to attack it, because little children are valued to God. And thus should be a value in the subject of care and protection for those professing faith in Christ as well. Let's get into the story, y'all. I'm sorry, had to do it because my walk is my walk, because when I stand before God, ain't none of y'all gonna be with me. And I can't just keep reporting this news and certain things hit me like that, especially when it comes to little children. This was sick. This was sick. So I have some video. I also have the news article. You know, I got to do the news article just in case they make me take the video down. You at least have the information that's in there. So I'm going to get to the crux of it. 2 children are dead, ages 8 and 10. This happened in Minnesota, if you aren't aware, after a gunman opened fire at a Annunciation Catholic school during a morning mass. Children were sitting in the pews, y'all. during a morning mass on the south side of Minneapolis. 17 others, including 14 children, were injured in this mass shooting. I have the press conference as well. I'm going to show you. Multiple senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter say federal law enforcement has identified the shooter as Robin Westman. I even have some information on him as well. I found an article on him also. The suspect, who was in their early 20s, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The city of Minneapolis said there is no active threat at this time. They believe him to be the lone assailant. Agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives have at least one firearm in their possession from the shooter, and they are beginning the tracing protocol. And that's according to the ATF. So, Representative Omar called the deadly Minneapolis church shooting an unspeakable horror and said her heart breaks for families and the victims. At least 2 children are dead and 17 are injured after a gunman opened fire at this Catholic school. President Donald Trump has already sent out his response on his Truth Social. Donald Trump ordered flags to be lowered to half staff in tribute of these victims of the senseless acts of violence perpetrated in Minneapolis. This will be in effect until sunset on Sunday. And this is as a mark of respect to the victims of this senseless act of violence perpetrated on August 27th. This is from President Donald Trump. Right here, someone named Ellie Mertens, a youth pastor at the Catholic school, was sitting in a pew next to a window when the shooter was outside and began opening fire. So he started on the outside and I guess came in. It was an automatic gun and I was near kids and we all got down. And it lasted 2 minutes and we were able to evacuate. She credits the fact that she was sitting at the pew for saving her life. The Minnesota Vikings and Minnesota Twins, the local professional football and baseball teams, released statements expressing heartbreak following this morning shooting. Y'all, this stuff is bothering me. Oh my God. The taking of innocent lives in a place of learning and worship is incomprehensible, says the Twins statement. The Vikings shared similar sentiments in a statement on X, writing that the team was devastated by this senseless and cowardly act. I report the news all the time. This bothers me. We are praying for the injured, those who witnessed the attack, and the first responders who were on the scene providing care and support during this tragedy. Hold on, y'all. Got knocked out. Goodness gracious. Give me 1 second. I got knocked out of the thing. Let me Sorry, that was my daughter calling me. So I got to make this quick, y'all. But I'm going to get to everything that I told you before I leave here. This is truly bothering me right now. Let me pull back up what I had. Oh my God, Jesus. First it was my husband, first it was my daughter, then it was my husband. And then my eyes bothered me now. So let me, where was I? Where was I? Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the comment. I'll edit this back out later. So they said they're praying for those that were injured, those who witnessed the attack, and the first responders who were on the scene providing care during that tragedy. Okay, so I have, let's see, where's the news report? And then we can get to the press conference. My eye, God, what's going on with my eye right now? I have to take these glasses off. Is it that? Here we go, right here. Go back down. Okay.
That is now open. We know the FBI is working on this. We know CISA, which is the cybersecurity agency, also investigating what happened here. We just simply don't know.
This is just, oh Lord, this is something. And Steve, this is the data breach. Impact there in Nevada. So there's a data breach going on. I can't keep up with all this stuff. I cannot keep up with all this stuff. Hold on. Let's just go over to the press conference. It's a whole data breach going on too, y'all. Nevada. Let's get to the press conference. Here we go.
Ages 2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews. Their parents have been notified. 17 other people were injured, 14 of them being children. 2 of those children are in critical condition. The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church. Our hearts are broken for the families who have lost their children, for these young lives that are now fighting to recover, and for our entire community that has been so deeply traumatized by this senseless attack. We will stand together to protect our children, our schools, and our houses of worship. This deliberate act of violence is just a sign of cruelty that is beyond comprehension.
It is.
Our hearts are broken for everyone that's been affected by this tragedy. 2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pew.
Okay.
Earlier today, just before 8:30 a.m., our city experienced an unthinkable tragedy. Minneapolis police officers responded to a report of a shooting at a mass that was happening at the Annunciation Roman Catholic church on the block behind me. This worship service was marking the first week of school for children that are attending the Annunciation Catholic School. During the Mass, a gunman approached on the outside, on the side of the building, and began firing a rifle through the church windows towards the children sitting in the pews at the Mass. Shooting through the windows, he struck children and worshipers that were inside the building. The shooter was armed with a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping. The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church for children is absolutely incomprehensible. Police officers from the Minneapolis Police Department immediately responded, entered the church, and attempted to provide first aid and rescue some of the children that were hiding throughout the building, while other first responders came and EMS responded to rush victims to nearby hospitals. 2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews. Their parents have been notified. 17 other people were injured, 14 of them being children. 2 of those children are in critical condition. The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church. Our heart.
Okay, so where is it? Let's see if I can find what I had on this guy. Was it? Yeah. Oh no, that's something totally different. I had so many other news stories I was supposed to be bringing y'all. Okay, so this one's Newsweek. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to who is this person. So the suspect is in this mass shooting at the Catholic Church school was school has been identified as Robin Westman, age 23, according to news outlet CARE, citing the law enforcement source. Westman lived in Richfield, Minnesota, and his mother worked in some capacity at the school. His mother worked at the school. According to the report, Westman applied to change his name from his birth name, Robert, to Robin in 2020 when he was 17. The suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This person was filled up with all kinds of hormones out here walking around. Just, y'all can leave your own thoughts and opinions on that one. Again, 2 children, ages 8 and 10, were killed as they sat in the church pew. No motive for the shooting as of yet. I'm sure they're talking to his mom. The suspect was in the parking lot shooting through the windows into the mass service where children were praying. School just started, y'all. These are parents that are awaiting news of their children after this mass shooting. The shooting unfolded during morning mass on the 3rd day of school. 3rd day of school. The school teaches elementary age students from kindergarten to 8th grade and has about 370 students enrolled currently. This was reported at 8:40 a.m. The worship service was making the first day of school for children that were This worship service was making the first day of school for children that are attending the Catholic school. The gunman approached on the outside of that side building and began firing his rifle through the church windows towards the children. Robin Westman has been named by law enforcement. So now we know who he is. I'm pretty sure his face is out there somewhere. Somewhere. I'm pretty sure his face is out there. Let's see. Is it Robin or Robert? Because it's a man, right? Robert. They probably ain't even released this picture yet, but you know how that go. Somebody gonna release it. Here's a fifth grader say they witnessed it.
What were you doing when this happened?
Well, we just got into mass. It was like 3 minutes after. It was very scary. It was like my friend got shot in the back. He's in the hospital right now. It was super scary because like we've never practiced it in the church. We've only practiced it in the main school. So we really didn't know what to do. We just got into the pews and he shot through the stained glass windows. Yeah.
And did you ever see him?
My friend like ran, someone helped him like run out. He saw him. He was wearing all black and he had a ski mask on.
He got the nerve to hide his face.
Never came inside?
I don't think so. I mean, I was down, so I didn't really look up. I mean, he got shot through the stained glass windows, so they're probably ruined. And
But do you have friends that got hit by bullets?
yeah, my best friend did.
Have you heard what happened with him? Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay. And then my friend, he was like laying on top of me, like making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
And you have a neck on your neck?
Yeah, that was, I don't even know what it's from. Kind of looks like debris or something.
But that came from during this?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You seem pretty put together here, but it's got to be tough.
Yeah, I'm just like confused kind of because I never thought it would happen and it just happened. So like, just kind of crazy. And I don't really know.
Wow.
What were you doing when this happened?
Earlier today, just
So I was just at church and I heard something like really loud, like I thought it was fireworks in the church, and then I saw the shooting, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. And so a teacher led me downstairs to like the preschool classroom, and so I went there. And me and my friend Cece were just praying. I was just like praying if everybody could be safe and nobody would do this again. So
a devastating mass shooting occurred.
Minneapolis police.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance. These are the sort of basic assurances that every family should have, every step of the day, regardless of where they are in our country. I'm so deeply saddened and I'm so sorry to the families that I know are suffering right now. Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were...
Well, I can tell you now.
These are more families walking out. They're telling us she's...
Hold on. I can tell you now, I saw someone say in the comments, because I don't have time to go through the comments this moment, but y'all feel free to leave them after the video is done. But you're going to start seeing more police states. I agree with you in the comments. Do I agree with it? I don't know. At this point, I don't even know. Because it's like, this is nonsense, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be some Truth Social messages coming out, X messages coming out saying, hey, we're going to be sending people to, they might not send them to the Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think you have to fit a certain criteria, but that's neither here nor there. But you will start seeing more police states, most likely. There's already some extra ones added to that list that I gave y'all last week.
You can tell a large response right now, and you have a lot of these officers out here, even plainclothes officers. Now, look, there's one with an FBI listed on this officer's tactical gear, plainclothes that then they throw on some of this tactical gear to get out and respond to something like this. So at least the law enforcement presence, the size of the presence here is giving us an idea that whatever is happening is something pretty serious. So this is where our
from eyewitnesses, including parents who say they were at the school attending mass when they say that the gunman just burst in with some kind of semi-automatic weapon and began spraying bullets, hitting the stained glass and firing everywhere, seemingly at random. According to at least one eyewitness, there may have been 50 to 100 shots. We know from multiple law enforcement sources there are at least 2 people dead and more than a dozen injured. These numbers may fluctuate. They are preliminary and subject to change. But according to eyewitness accounts we're now hearing, the mass was underway at the school. Parents were there in addition to children. And so we now have more than a dozen injured and sadly, Kira, at least 2 people dead.
Now, what I do,
all right.
I will say before I end this, hold on. Before I end this, I will say that debate is going to come about where, because this person was born a man, but at 17 wanted to change their name to a woman, I guess identify as a woman, leads me to think that they might have been taking some kind of hormones or whatever. And that has always been a huge debate about, is this a mental issue? Is, what is going on with people who decide that this is what they're going to do? And then these doctors allowing, and the parents or whoever allowing that child, because he probably started as a child, he was 17, taking these hormones or blockers, those blockers to prevent certain things that men don't want if they want to be a woman, I guess. It's all ridiculous. I'm not saying ridiculous. I shouldn't say that, but it's all crazy. And I'm pretty sure a huge debate is going to come up about that, but y'all can let me know what y'all think down below. I'm going to end it here. I have to go pick my daughter up, and y'all take care. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you, Shatika, Jesus Christ, Kirsty, Anita, Ann, thank y'all for coming in. JMK, Christy. I'm gonna go back and read. I'm reading some of them now, but like the longer ones, I have to go back and read. Hey, Lizzie Cup, how are you? Yeah. I'm not covering this anymore. This is it for me. So please watch the video, share it out, hit the like button, all those things help it get out to more people. Let's keep our head on a swivel. Unfortunately, we have to, like the little boy said, we did the drills, but we did them for the school. We didn't do them for the church. Unfortunately, this is where it come to. You got to get these drills. Never had drills like this growing up. Let me know. Have you never had drills like this growing up about school? The only drills we had was fire drill, tornado drill, hurricane drill, earthquake drill, you know, never a shooting drill. So between the things that the chemicals that they're putting in the food that the children are consuming, you know, the petroleum and all this other stuff that I just told y'all about with the Kellogg's company and them stopping it, but they're not stopping it until 2027. The radioactive materials in shrimp. I mean, what is going on? What is going on? You can link this so many different places, whether it's medication, whether it's food, whatever. Hey, Candace, thanks for coming in. Thank you, Judy. Marsha, thank you for coming in. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. Blame it on my mind, not my heart. Thank you, Marsha. Sister Israel, thank you so very much. Amira, Judith, Bullish, all y'all. Thank y'all. My Renaissance Grandma, thank you for coming in. Hey, you were number one up in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see y'all in probably another video later because I don't really even want this to linger on my channel like that. So I'll probably put out another video because it's a lot more news going out. I'm not covering that whole data breach thing. I'm letting you know now. There is a data breach that's going on in Nevada if you want to look that up. Thanks. Hit the like.